Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so you friends see it. Thank you.
Trump says Obama administration investigated campaign's alleged Russia ties to help Clinton. President Donald Trump questioned Monday morning why the Obama-era Justice Department launched an investigation into his campaign in the midst of the 2016 election, positing that then-President Barack Obama had sought to kneecap the Trump campaign and bolster that of Democrat Hillary Clinton. Why did the Obama administration start an investigation into the Trump campaign, with zero proof of wrongdoing, long before the election in November? Trump wrote on Twitter, leveling allegations that dispute previously reported details. Wanted to discredit so crooked H would win. Unprecedented. Bigger than Watergate. Plus, Obama did nothing about Russian meddling. The president has made a habit of lashing out at Obama and of complaining about the ongoing investigations into Russia's interference in the 2016 election and allegations that individuals connected to the Trump campaign colluded with those efforts. Trump has regularly labeled those investigations as a witch hunt. Trump's morning accusations against his predecessor run counter to public reporting that Obama's Justice Department was in the midst of investigating the Russian connections of Trump campaign advisors Carter Page and George Papadopoulos as the 2016 campaign was ongoing. The New York Times reported that Russian spies in 2013 tried to recruit Carter Page, though he was not connected to the Trump campaign at the time. And while Trump wrote online Monday that Obama had sought to aid the Clinton campaign with talk of the Kremlin's meddling efforts, Vice President Joe Biden said in January that the Obama administration was fearful in 2016 that fully discussing the known breadth of Russia's efforts would be seen as a partisan move. Biden recalled that the White House sought bipartisan help in warning the American people of the Kremlin's interference campaign but were rebuffed by Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, RCI, a charge McConnell's office has denied. Republicans blitz Trump to head off tariffs. Congressional Republicans are making an 11th-hour push to walk President Donald Trump back from the brink on tariffs, arguing that such levies would undercut his economic message. And some are even privately considering action to stop him. Speaker Paul Ryan, Republican Wisconsin, has personally spoken with the president and tried to warn him of the economic dangers of entering a trade war as well as the political backlash that could crush Republicans in the midterms elections. House Ways and Means Chairman Representative Kevin Brady, Republican Texas, has met with Trump at the White House twice in the past week to discuss a narrower approach to countering China's overproduction of steel, one that would not undercut U.S. allies, Brady said. And Republicans across the spectrum have been sending Trump an urgent message: slow down. He's going to get a lot of resistance on this. It's a big deal, said No. 3 Senate Republican John Thune of South Dakota. Added Senate Majority John Cornyn, Republican Texas, this is not a real estate transaction. While you could maybe walk away from a real estate transaction, we really can walk away from these trade agreements without jeopardizing the economy. So desperate are Republicans to stop the president that they're even considering whether they could tie his hands legislatively, though that seems unlikely. There is very little recourse for Congress short of rewriting a 1962 law underpinning U.S. trade policy, which lawmakers are discussing but is no easy slam dunk, according to a congressional aide working on the matter. Republicans could also block a 3-year renewal of the administration's Trade Promotion Authority later this year, an extraordinary step given that Republicans voted 3 years ago to give then-President Barack Obama, a Democrat, such power. Taking it from Trump, the leader of their own party, would be risky and could sour the hell GOP-White House relationship fast. The president's got to come to us for approval on trade issues and we could do a resolution of disapproval, Cornyn said of the idea. I think that's all a little bit premature until he makes his final decision. The GOP lobbying effort comes as the White House prepares to slap a 25% tariff on imported steel and 10% on imported aluminum as soon as this week. A Saturday tweet by Trump suggested that he might even go beyond that and impose tariffs on European cars. Republicans fear a trade war, which Trump last week said would be good and easy to win, will undermine the economy and increase the cost of goods for voters. Indeed, a new report released Monday by the Trade Partnership Worldwide, a private analytical firm, found that the tariffs would mean sacrificing 180,000 jobs in the broader U.S. economy. Other conservative economists have argued those numbers could reach the millions. We are extremely worried about the consequences of a trade war and are urging the White House to not advance with this plan, said Ryan spokeswoman Ashley Strong in a Monday morning statement. The new tax reform law has boosted the economy and we certainly don't want to jeopardize those gains. There's also a political component to Republicans' pitch to Trump. Party leaders already see a rocky path to maintaining their House and Senate majorities in this fall's midterm elections. They're hoping to run on a booming economy, with their tax cuts padding voters' wallets. Anything that jeopardizes that message, from skyrocketing prices to U.S. companies facing retaliatory embargoes from other countries, would be problematic. The preference, for now, among Republicans is to change the president's mind and avoid an epic clash between the congressional GOP and the White House, said Senate Finance Chairman Orrin Hatch, Republican Utah. Hatch plans to send Trump a letter later this week and then speak to the president directly about what he says would be a real mistake by Trump. He's got a few days to think this through. And I think he will. But I totally disagreed with that one staffer down there who is, in my opinion, misleading the president, said Hatch in a reference to Peter Navarro, a top White House official who swayed Trump toward the tariffs. Navarro should know better. Brady and Trade Subcommittee Chairman Dave Reichert, Republican Washington, have also drafted a letter to Trump expressing worry about the prospect of broad, global tariffs on aluminum and steel imports, said Lauren Aronson, a Ways and Means spokeswoman. The letter, Brady said, also encourages Trump to narrow his tariffs on bad actors and China specifically. The president has an opportunity to tailor these tariffs in a way that can strengthen the U.S. economy, and I think it's important that he weigh carefully the recommendations we're making, Brady told reporters Monday. Not all Republicans agree on how to talk Trump down from the trade war ledge. Some say blasting him publicly will only make him dig in on protectionist measures, a central component of his 2016 campaign. In contrast to Ryan's unusually aggressive statement on Monday, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, RCI, has said nothing about the tariffs. He'll likely be asked at his weekly press conference on Tuesday, and Republicans hope that by then, Trump will have changed his mind. Republicans in the past have had success in reining in the president when he meanders outside of traditional Republican norms. They walked him back on immigration and his embrace of gun control measures in the past few weeks alone. But if that doesn't work, Republican could consider congressional action. The U.S. Constitution gives Congress jurisdiction over trade, but lawmakers have ceded some of their authority to the president. Congress could try to pass a veto-proof bill to block the tariffs from going into effect. But getting 2/3 of both the House and the Senate to vote for such a measure could be tough, especially because many Rust Belt Democrats, and even some Republicans, favor taking some action against steel imports. Another option would be to try and include a measure blocking the tariffs in a piece of legislation that Trump feels he must sign, such as a bill to fund the government that Congress needs to pass later this month. But I'm not sure that they could succeed in doing that, said Bill Reinsch, a senior fellow at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. That puts another issue on the table, in the funding talks. It jeopardizes all the spending in the bill, it threatens a government shutdown, all the things that happen if you don't pass an omnibus bill. One other possibility would be to threaten to deny Trump a renewal of Trade Promotion Authority, which allows him to negotiate trade deals and submit them to Congress for a straight up or down vote without any amendments. Administration officials have said Trump will notify Congress by the end of this month that he wants the renewal, which it would open up a 3-month window for lawmakers to block it by passing a resolution of disapproval. However, taking that step carries some risk since it would free Trump from following congressional guidelines in negotiating trade deals, including requirements that he consult with Congress as negotiations proceed. Trump may call Putin's statements on Russia's nuclear arsenal irresponsible. President Donald Trump and British Prime Minister Theresa May agreed on Sunday during a phone call that Vladimir Putin's claim that Russia had nuclear weapons that could evade U.S. anti-missile defense systems was irresponsible. Putin on Friday announced that Russia has nuclear weapons that could get around defense systems, in addition to underwater drones and intercontinental missiles. A Pentagon spokesperson later said U.S. officials weren't surprised by Putin's comments. Tensions between Russia and the U.S. have increased over the past several years, and U.S. intelligence agencies have accused Russia of interfering in the 2016 presidential election. May and Trump also discussed how Syria and its Russian and Iranian sponsors should call for an immediate ceasefire across war-torn Syria. Russia and the U.S. are supporting opposite groups in the Syrian war, with the Kremlin currently backing Syrian President Bashar Assad, while the U.S. backs certain rebel groups in the war. In addition, Trump and May in their call affirmed that their two countries will hold Russia accountable for compelling the Assad regime to halt attacks against civilian areas and for granting access to humanitarian relief in East Ghouta.